Welcome back to another episode of Design Cafe. On today's video, we are going to continue from our mood board that we did last week, and we're going to be working on that inspiration board. If that is what you're here for, then stick around because I am going to show you the design that I came up with and how easy it will be for you to come up with the same design. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Judith and I go by Jag by Design. I am a professional interior designer. On this channel, I love to give a lot of education. I like to teach you a lot about lighting, curtains, flooring, just decor on a whole, and how you can turn your space into a designer looking space on a budget. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of money to get that done. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're new. Go ahead and hit that like button because you're gonna love this video, but unfortunately they don't have a love button. Come on guys, let's get into it. Okay guys, I am totally excited. I'm so happy that I ventured off into doing these type of videos for you guys. I'm really enjoying Design Cafe because I am able to start from scratch again. Like when you get seasoned into doing design, you kind of skip a lot of these steps, and one of the steps I know that I have been skipping over the years is mood boards. Guys, you remember the mood board that we did last week? Now that mood board right there though, that mood board had my creativity going. It had me coming up with all type of ideas. So I am praying that it did the same thing to you guys. Stop being intimidated by design. Stop feeling that you cannot accomplish some of these things yourself. I know it may not turn out how we designers may think it to be amazing, but I can guarantee you that it's going to at least get you 75% there if you don't have a designer eye. These tips are easy that I'm giving you. They're practical, and that's one of the most important things in design, for your design to be practical. Okay, practical in functionality, practical in cost, practical in timing. It needs to be practical. If it's not practical, then I don't call that a good design. Okay guys, I'm excited. Like I said before, my creativity went wild. As you guys know from last week's video, the mood board that we came up with was for our master suite. So your girl done come up with the master suite design, and I am totally excited. And this is definitely going to be my new design for my new master bedroom when I move. So after selecting everything, what I did is I went ahead, and to make this process a little bit more quicker, because I want to go into more details as to why I selected what I selected and how you would place those things in there. I want to go into that more in this video versus showing you how to put an inspiration board together. You're gonna see the inspiration board that I put together, and you can just follow that, but I want you to understand why you do what you do, and that everything does not need to be on that inspiration board. Just those things that are going to continuously play with your mind and inspire you. That's what it is, an inspiration board. It's supposed to inspire you. On the inspiration board, we're gonna be more detailed on the inspiration board because it's gonna have more actual items that you want to use in your space. These items are not going to be set in stone. You can change them. You may find something that looks better when you start shopping. You may find something cheaper but still works with your design. So do not allow your inspiration board to tie you down to these are the only items that you can get. Okay, also, like I said earlier, on an inspiration board, it does not have to have every single thing that you're going to put in your space, but it needs to have those key things that are going to bring your design together. Now last week from our mood board, you saw our mood board, I named it Modern Curves. Now it was modern curves because it gave all type of movement, soft lines, soft colors. Everything was nice and soft and very moody. So I translated all of that over into my design inspiration board. So you're gonna see how I incorporated, and I'm gonna explain to you what each item is doing in the space. So family, here is the first. I did 2 pages. The first page is like you're looking at a magazine. I always like to think of my inspiration boards like that. I am flipping through a magazine, and those things that make you stop and be like, I like that. Just like when you go into these stores like the restoration hardware, or you go into our house, or even when you go into West Elm, and you see how they have these different vignettes in there. And what we typically do is whatever we see on the vignette, we want to buy each item versus trying to make it our own, because sometimes that design that you're seeing there is not going to fit in your space. Okay, so you have to be very, very conscious of that not everything that you see in the store, the way they have it set up, is going to fit. The same thing with this design. Now I know that maybe any space that I go into for this design that you see me have here, that I may not have that length of a wall. Therefore, I will tweak it as I go. Maybe I may only have 1 window, so therefore I will only be able to put 1 drapery up. But if you want to look at this and you want to see the full design being played through, then you set it out like this. Now what I did this time is I did not use Photoshop, right? Because I know it's not everyone that have access to Photoshop. But I know one tool that is quite free that you have access to or can have access to is Canva. So I decided to do this inspiration board in Canva. So everything you see here was done in Canva, except for when I needed to remove a background of, like, say the bed had like a white background on it. When I pulled it from the site, I used this app named background remover or something like that. I'll link it down in the description, where you can go in and you can remove the background from anything. Okay, so that is what I did so that I can make this look really nice and clean line. Again, I had total fun doing this. You guys know I'm very passionate about design, and that is the reason why I do these type of videos, so that I can give out the knowledge I need. Because when I see design being done wrong, it drives me up the wall. I don't know everything. There's still a lot more for me to learn, because design is always evolving. But I know enough to know when it's being done wrong, and it's driving me nuts. Okay? Okay guys, let's start off with my final name for my design, and it is a LUX Primary Suite. So when I was done with this, it was very luxe looking. Now luxe does not mean expensive. People kind of matches luxe in design with luxury. Like if you have a luxury bag like the Louis Vuittons and the Findleys, like you're thinking expensive. Luxe does not mean expensive in design. Luxe means comfort. Luxe means that look, that seamless look. Like you hear people say, I want that luxe bed like you see in a hotel. Okay, the beds in a hotel are not expensive. The sheets are not that expensive. So therefore, luxe is not expensive, right? Luxe is a feel. Luxe is a look. Okay? Just remember that. Now, in this design, you will see let's start with the window treatment. So what I did with the window treatment is, of course, I covered the windows with 2 draperies on each side. I do not care what size your window is. You always want to try and make your windows look a little bit bigger. By doing so, you would add 2 draperies on each side. Do not add draperies that are very skinny in width, but you try to stay no less than, like, say 48 inches for each panel. Okay, you always want it to look very, very full on each for each side of your window. If you have a small window in your bedroom, let's say it's about 32 inches or so, those are the typical ones, 32, 36 inches. If that is the size of your window, then you're gonna extend your rod at least 6 inches on each side. Okay, and then you're gonna put your draperies in there. So you're gonna make what you're doing is you're making your window appear more grand than it is. That is the trick. That is what we're doing here to make this look very luxe. Also, what I'm going to do is what I have already done in my current room is I am going to hang the rod from the ceiling. You want your curtains to be as close as to the ceiling to create that luxe look that you're going for. So you want the rods to be, the curtains, to be as close to the ceiling as possible. I am going to be different, like instead of doing the regular way you hang it on the wall, I'm hanging the rods from the ceiling. In this design, I chose to go with a gold rod versus the black rod. Now I did this for a reason. Black can kind of come off a little harsh sometimes. So I wanted my space to be very soft. I wanted to be very airy feeling. I wanted to feel very luxe. So that is why I'm going in with this soft gold rod instead of the typical black rods that we will typically see. So that is what you want to do on the windows. Again, on the windows, what I chose to do, I chose to go with a soft linen color, but it's a little darker than what you're seeing here on the screen. I will show it, pop it up and show you guys. But I'm going a little bit darker because I am creating a mood. If you guys remember the Zen feel, when I showed the Zen feel on the mood board, if you guys remember, that colorway that was going on there, that's what these draperies are doing. I'm bringing the draperies in that colorway to create that Zen feel that I want in the room. Remember, everything that we're doing, we're gonna tie it back to the mood board. Okay, let's move on to the nightstands. Now, remember last week when we went over the mood board, we wanted to bring something that was unexpected. What I am bringing in here is an unexpected color. So I'm going with a navy blue bachelor chest, right? Remember the lady, she had on a navy blue and creamish looking bodysuit. That's where this blue is coming from. We're still working with the mood board. Remember now, we're pulling things from the mood board into your inspiration. That was the purpose of creating your mood board. So I am going to go with the unexpected here. You would expect that my nightstands would either be a wood tone or even cream or white or something, but not that navy blue. That's the unexpected. That's when you're going very daring in your design and you're going to trust the process. So that's what we're doing here. We're trusting the process by going with this seamless, clean line bachelor chest. I almost said nightstand. It's not a nightstand, it's a bachelor chest. We're going very clean line with it, and bringing in again in the legs is going to have that soft gold. Guys, this space is going to look amazing when we're finished with it, okay? Now, let's move on to the pendants. So instead of putting lamps on the bachelor chest, I wanted to keep that space clean and clear. So when the designing is happening, probably some kind of bowl or something to hold your knickknacks or whatever is going to go on top there, or maybe some type of a little vase or something might go on top there, right? But we want to still keep it very clean. So I decided to go with pendants. Now, because I know some of you guys may not own your home, or you live in an apartment, or you may own your home, but you do not want to go through the expense or the trouble to go ahead and run wiring or whatever, these pendants, they can be reversed into being plugins. So we can create plugins and plug these in and still hang them from the ceiling to drop down and create this beautiful look that we have here. Now these pendants came in a gold, and they also came with the black. I chose to go with the black one that has the black one instead of the gold, because I did not want to overpower the space with too much gold here and there popping in. You have to know when enough is enough, and the little bit of gold that I've already added to the space, that's enough. No more gold needs to be added per se, no more little gold knickknacks, none of that. It's time to break it up. Maybe on the other side of the room we can throw in a little bit of gold here and there, but on this visual right here, I don't need any more gold, right? Because if we move now from, we're still on lighting, and we go to the lighting that's in the ceiling. Let's go to the chandelier. Let's go to the chandelier. How do you know that a light is a chandelier? I did this in my lighting video. How you know a light is a chandelier is when the bulbs are pointed upwards. If your bulbs are pointing down, that is normally a pendant. If your bulbs are pointing upward, that is normally a chandelier. That's just a little tip I'm throwing in there. That rhymed, didn't it? Okay, guys. So I chose to go with this chandelier. After looking at a few chandeliers, I picked this one. Let's say why I picked this one. The reason why I picked this one, again, to bring in the gold. The gold is up high. So we have the gold on our rods. The gold that's on this chandelier is again up high. So you actually have to lift the eyes to get to see it, right? But we're not putting any gold down below. You see where I'm going with that? So you have to know where to place your different textures, your different metals and colors and stuff like that, right? So what else I loved about this chandelier? It brought in some natural fiber into the space. Remember, natural nature was one of the words that I saw on the mood board. So this is that natural nature that I'm bringing in there. There's a straw rope that's going around the rim of this light, which I think was again unexpected. You're in this luxe bedroom, and here you bring this unexpected looking chandelier. Now you see the chandelier a lot, but you don't typically see it with the straw rope that is going around the rim of it. We're still tying everything back, bringing that nature, those natural fibers, that light soft color, because that's what this is, right? It's that soft color that we saw in the image that had the nice beautiful soft rose on the wall, and then it had the light colored furniture. That's bringing that color in. And then when you bring a color like this in, you have to tie it back with something else that's of the same color. That's what's gonna make it work. If we just threw this up there because our draperies are not that color, our wall are not that color, it will kind of look out of place because there's no balance. So the way I balanced it is by bringing in this beautiful, beautiful bench. The bench has that soft wood tone that we saw in that picture, and then of course it's a more linen-y, whitey color fabric on the top. Now this piece is very mid-century modern, and I think it still works very well in this space. I really like it. I love this bench. I think it's a beautiful bench. It's a perfect scale to go into this space. Now, let's move on to this bed. I love this bed. I love this bed for a few reasons. It is very simple. Our design from our mood board was to bring across that simplicity. We wanted simplicity. We don't want a lot going on. So any tufting and all of that would be a little too much going on. We did not want that, right? Guys, this bed also, the reason why I love this bed is because it has storage. So the base of this bed has storage. There are, on the king one, I think it is, the king has 5 drawers. Is it 5? I might be wrong. But anywho, it has storage. So the base of it has storage on both sides, has 2 big drawers. You can store stuff. If you're anything like me, if you're anything like me, and I hope you're not, you need storage, right? Why have this big bed and you don't have any storage? I love this bed. I will be linking this bed down in the description because this is my new bed. I have not ordered it yet because I don't know how big my new space is going to be. But I have it in my cart. I love this bed, and this is the bed that I will be using because I know I'm downsizing and I almost have the same amount of stuff, so I need space. I know for a fact that I am going to need storage. The next thing I loved about this bed is I love the color of it. Now the color reminds me of the bed that I have now. Remember, I decided when I was done with this design, I think in the middle of the design, I started to realize that this is going to be the new design of my new bedroom. So the bed, I did not want anything that was harsh in color. You want something that's very light. Now this color of this bed took me back to the color of the image that we had with the rose with the light on the wall. That's what this took me back to. That softness that we saw in that pillow, that picture. How very soft it was. The lines were soft. This bed, the lines are very soft. On the base, you notice it's not a hard corner, but the actual corner has like this curving going around on the front part of it. That's bringing in those nice softness, the soft curves that we were seeing in the mood board. Okay, so again, we still keeping with the mood board. Next, let's move on to the floor. So I decided to go with another light color flooring rug on the floor. Now this is going to be very big. Remember, we wanted to extend the width of our bed and also for our bachelor chests to sit on these as well. So you want to try and get the biggest rug that you can get to accomplish this, okay? And I think I found the perfect rug that brought in all of the nice curvatures. I found 2 rugs, but one of them I think is the one that will bring in all of those nice soft curved lines that we were seeing. That is what will tie all of that in. This rug is very soft on the feet. The weight of the rug is very good, so we know we're gonna have a good rug. So this is what it looks like. You can see I went ahead and I threw a pop of color on the bed with these accent pillows. The accent pillows are this soft peanut butter color with a soft chocolate color as well. They are reversible, so if I want to reverse the peanut butter color one to a creamy color, I can reverse it and change the color. So there's a lot that you can do with these pillows and how you can dress the bed up. And again, what I just did is I introduced another color into the space. However, I was very certain to ensure that those colors complemented what we had going on, that they were very soft colors. That soft big peanut butter color is kind of playing off of that soft wood tone that we have in the bench that's sitting in front of the bed. So everything needs to tie back in together. And to repeat the blue in the space, I went ahead and I'm using a blue throw on the bed. It doesn't have to be another blue piece of furniture. It could have been, I could have done that with the pillows. My throw does not have to be the same color of my accent pillows. We're doing the unexpected, we're doing the daring. Everything is nice and seamless and soft. The last thing that I'm going to talk about here on this page is a wall. So I created an accent wall on the wall. Now remember, we're going for this clean luxe look, and that clean luxe look for me was adding molding to the wall and having that wall a soft gray color. Okay, that soft gray, nothing harsh. I would love to repeat the wall, and I said I was going to, that I currently have, but I said no, let me go with something soft because we're working off of the mood board. So that is the softness that I am bringing in is on this wall. So what I wanted to do, I'm going to add some molding on the walls. You want them to be very big. You want everything to be big because especially if you have a small space, the larger you have something like this on a wall, the better the whole design is going to play off. Because if you have too many small moldings here on the wall, it's going to really do off your space and make your space look smaller. So that is the treatment that we're going to do on the wall that is going to make this look very, very luxe. Now, I know that people get very intimidated when it comes to moldings, but don't be intimidated because now you can actually get moldings that's already cut for you and everything and put them up on the wall. In apartments, you can actually get there's rubber moldings now, like, so there's so many different type of things that you can do to create this particular look. Okay, so don't be afraid of it. Now guys, let's move on to our second page of this inspiration board. On this page, you're going to basically be seeing those items that you're saying, okay, this is what I am going to purchase to put in this space, and then everything else is going to be secondary. But these are the pieces that you definitely want. Okay, so here is the, I would say, shopping list board. Now here you can see a better picture of some of the items, right? So you can see a larger. What I did is I blew up the rug to be more larger because when you're doing stuff like this, at least for me, I'm a designer and I know when we're doing things, everything has to be in scale. So that's why when that rug was on the floor on the other page, you wasn't really seeing the design because I had to scale it down for it to be in scale because it would throw me off if I didn't have it in scale. So here you can actually see the style of that rug, right? That rug has all the curves that we had, the modern curves that we had in the mood board. This rug is beautiful and it's going to sit very beautifully in your space. Now, what you didn't see on the cover page is these 3 other items that I have here. The reason why you're not seeing these is because you're going to have more than one wall in a room. Typically, you're going to have 4 walls, right? So, on the other walls, we're going to have, maybe if I'm thinking we may not have space for a chest or whatever, so maybe my TV would be mounted on the wall and I would put some kind of framing around the TV, just, you know, for the spacing. But if you have a room that's huge like how my room is, then of course if you want to, you can add a dresser. I do not like dressers in rooms, so you typically would not see me have a dresser in a room, and that's why I'm so excited for this bed that has these drawers. So any clothing that would have gone in those, they can go in those drawers, right? I don't need a dresser. I do not like to see dressers in rooms, but to each their own. If you feel that you need a dresser in your space and you have the space for it, remember you need to have that clearance when you're walking. I prefer to put a bench in front of the bed. That's why you saw me put the bench. But if you were supposed to select a dresser to go into this space, you would want to try to stick with those the very natural looking wood tones like you saw I did with the bench. So you want to match it back to that. You do not want to come in with a heavy color, dark color dresser or chest. You don't want to come in with nothing heavy and dark. The only dark color piece of furniture in there should be your bachelor chest. Now, if you want to go heavy on those, then you will have to change a lot, right? because you're not gonna have this nice creamy soft luxe design that we're going for. The next thing that you see I have here is this artwork. This artwork right here is everything, okay? Everything. Now this is going to be a huge piece. It's going to be about 60 inches to about 36 inches wide. It's going to take up the entire like center of a wall. That's the only thing going to be on that wall with a nice picture light over it. That's it. That artwork right there is going to be a conversational piece. The reason why I am going huge and big is because I do not want to fill all the walls with a bunch of artwork. That's going to be the only artwork in there. This is a 3D artwork. It's actually textured. This thing is beautiful. Like I don't know how to explain how beautiful this artwork is, but this thing is beautiful, okay? And I think it's giving those nice curves that you're seeing going on in the carpet with tying everything back. Do you see how everything is tying back to what's going on in the carpet, and then the color, and then the soft natural wood tone of the frame? Everything is tying back together. Do you not see what I am seeing? Sure that I put JAG by Design on my inspiration boards, because ain't nobody gonna take these and say that it's theirs. No, you ain't. She did that. She did that. JAG by Design. Yes, she did. I love this whole, listen, this is so soft. I'm in love with it, okay? The next thing I did is I matched a glossy piece and a rough piece together, and that's in these two vases. You would see that is a soft gray, and do you remember the soft gray tones that was in our Zen image? That's why this particular vase was, this vessel, sorry, was selected. It is a little big in scale as well, so this is going to play off very beautiful in this space. If I want to put these on the floor, I can, because it's a big piece. If I want to put a pedestal, maybe 2 pedestals on the wall and put them on the pedestals, I can. If I want to put a console table, if I have space in the room for a console table, and this would be what would start to decorate that console table, along with probably some books, but nothing too crazy, right? Then I added this glossy white vase with it. So I put a matted rough color with a soft glossy color together. That combination right there is beautiful. And of course, using some baby breath flowers in there, that can take you like almost throughout. I don't want to be changing up my space too much through the seasons, so I want to try to put things in the space that is going to work throughout. So guys, that's the inspiration board. That's how easy it is. Now, when you're doing your own inspiration board, you want to go to, number one, you want to have your budget, right? And you have to say, what am I going to splurge on? For me, what I wanted to splurge on is the bed. I wanted to splurge on that artwork. And I wanted to splurge on that rug. Those were the 3 things that I wanted to splurge on. But you have to go according to your budget. Now, if you did your mood board, I want you to hear what I was saying as I was describing each piece and why I selected them. Your mood board colors may be different to mine, right? So I am hoping that you did your mood board. So the way I explained why I selected what I selected, I married everything back. Even the white shoes had the comfort and the white color. Those things were married back into the space, the curvature, the naturalness, putting the cool colors and warm colors together and doing it right. Like the door was this warm walnut color with the curvature in it. That's how I tie that in, by bringing in those accent pillows. I tied it in with the draperies. So there's so many different things that you can use to tie your things back in. Don't feel like it have to be this specific thing. Don't feel that because it was a walnut warm looking door that I have to use a walnut piece of furniture, that color of a furniture. You can pull the colors out of that. You're getting yellows out of that. You're getting creams out of, not creams, but peachy colors out of it. You're getting browns out of it. And I use those colors in my accent pillows, right? Then we have the lady with the blue. I use her blue in there as the unexpected. You would not typically would have seen these dark blue bachelor chests, or if you're going to use nightstands in the space. I love these bachelor chests, but I'm not sure if they're going to work if I have a king bed, because I may not have the width of the room that I need. So maybe I may have to have a queen bed and then have, if I want to use bachelor chests, because the space might be too tight, if you see what I'm coming from. So guys, that's how you select. That's how you're going to select your pieces, by doing these different things, and just trying to ensure that you always remember your mood board. And what about the mood board that made you just say yes, this is it? Okay, so guys, on that note, I thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did enjoying it. I was able to create a new space for myself. I typically just go off the wing and do it because I feel I know how. But when you go and you do it this way, and you take the time to prep and create your design this way, it makes it more fun. It makes your shopping, you know what direction you are when you're shopping. Everything that's outside of this peripheral, I don't need to see it. It keeps you focused. It keeps you on track with what you're doing. It keeps you happy. Like I woke up, and normally when I wake up, I'm trying to meditate, and I was meditating on this mood board. Meditating on this mood board, and that was crazy to me. That's how much I love this. Okay, that's how much I love this. So I hope you guys fall in love with it, and it will make you fall in love with your space that you're living in. You should make your space comfortable for you to live in. Okay, so guys, that's it for this series on mood boards and inspiration. And our next Design Cafe, I will be bringing you some more design tips so that you can style your home and love it at the same time. Bye for now, and don't forget to leave a comment down below and let me know if you did try the mood board. Did you do the inspiration board? And if you have any questions at all, go ahead and leave it down in the description. I will respond to you. Guys, have a blessed week, and goodbye for now. Always remember, never let your budget dictate your style, but create a space that you love. Design for life.